I sung in language a story that our old people seen them coming. It was the weather that showed them who was coming to our country and why. Tribes gathered who knew, but it was too late to warn the other family members of a great nation called Australia. But we call it ManyRivers1. We are people of the land. We're the caretakers. We're protectors. This story, it's real. This is the castle that was built down in Bayou, down in my father's country. When I was a little boy growing up, they told me there was a castle. I didn't believe them. And them old people said, don't go down there, you put it. But Mughal Bygone that. Had to go and look for himself. And I did. I ran through that castle back in the 70s. No one lived there. It was all broken up and everything smashed up after the war ended. It was so frightening at that time when I went there. I used to get chased by a man on a horse, a fair few of them with dogs. We used to run through there and, play cowboys and blackfellas, you know? Back in them days, because it was an eye-opener to me and my other cousins that I grew up with is still alive today to bear witness to this castle as we ran through it. And the history that I gathered within my head and asked my auntie, my mum, my father's brothers and cousins, asked them about this and I found out. Ngaya malangay ang yokang biya nga wajile kaya na hili yung mga jajang ninyo. Ya jongo na ngay. Ngaya wajile kaya na babo kun yebo ninyo. At the age of 13, I spoke a white man's tongue. I spoke my language first to learn about what really happened. And I held the memory, and I shared it. I protected it. I sat back in the mountains like an old man platypus and held my tongue. So all that law of our old people that was forced to sit in front of a camera. Najangai, old grandfather, that Nujangai, King Billy Pala. He's sacred, that Pala. He was a law. It was my grandfather. Nadangduli was a mountain warrior from Bald Rock, Girawin, and right down to the Dorrigo Mountains. A law that these people had, high degree in spiritual law, 1, 2, 3 law, very sacred. They used to fly like birds, proper law, and share this knowledge. They stopped a big battle, our old people. That was way back then, Coorabell, when it happened, between two different nations, where the Banjalam united with the Kitabul, the Gumbayga Diego, and the Dangari, and the Biribai. We all united and stood together, but it was a misunderstanding. Nothing happened, because these high degree and spiritual law warriors flew down like angels. That would stop that battle. How can they defend themselves against something so powerful? And these are our grandfathers. They held something so sacred that we know nothing of. So that's why I'm here to share stories about the trust and the truth that we can share together. My grandmother, that's my grandmother. My great-great-grandmother. That's 3 generations. Yeah. So when they brought them all up to the castle, took them all around the country to take photos. Don't want to get about the bowl na yidin na. Don't want to yidin. Yeah, don't want to. With our law, that might be the Burraby, or it could be the Dingo, the headdressing. But the story that the pictures say itself is that we had to sit there, our old people had to sit there without a tear, without a sniffle in the nose, but they held the pain to sit there in front of a camera and to hold the pride what the old woman put into them to be strong. Nyambura, land of the sleeping dragonfly. When she came back home, she was wrapped up in a paper, a newspaper, called a Daily News back then. It still had the date they took her, other side of the world. The Daily News today is the Daily Examining Graphic. So I took him back to country, took her back. Done proper ceremony. I stayed with him for a week out there in the bush on my own. And cried and cried and cried and cried. And to give me a vision for today or tomorrow. And here I am now, sharing something so powerful to the unknown. The unconditional love that our people had for each other when they seen each other standing there for the camera. That's the power I can see in the pictures. Just to be strong, my uncle, my auntie, my cousin, my brother, my nan. Be strong. Be proud. Put your head up. And they did. Like my mom said, takes a strong black man, a strong black woman to get up and say, Jingi wala with an jagan. Hello and welcome to our country. So my mom was very wise and very humble. She taught me to accept and get over the fear and to be proud of who you are. You learned your language first. You spoke your dad's language first before. I spoke my mom's language. I spoke 13 different languages, but my father's language was so spiritual that I kept endorsing that language into my heart, soul, and mind. And drill it into my brains and put it into the memory card. And pull it out every time I need to speak my language. And now it's there, embedded. I can't get rid of my language, so I got to share it and speak it to my grandson. Language is important. It's the key to our country. It's the key to our future, of our existence. We are the smallest majority group in the world, and we have survived. The strongest and living oldest culture. High degree in spiritual law. And it comes from our ancient old people that who have survived. That's why I'm sitting here today. We have survived to share our understanding and remembrance of what happened back then. Your grandfather, Nyamboida, Bugaruga Bognian, Aurora Rivermo. They are family. You see the right marks on the right shoulder. That's his grandfather, his father's side, the markings. It's very important that we understand this knowledge and why we get the markings on our body. So these uncles and aunties and our grandfathers and our great-grandfathers, they also had suffered before Europeans come in. The left hand, the right hand, dressed up for a photo shoot for the Queen. Some of them boomerangs and some of them shields don't belong in our country down in Namboya. They're different styles. Forgery is the biggest thing when it comes to photography. You've got to have the real thing. Some are from different countries, from my mum's country. That's in the picture. Some are from down Birrapah, down Dungutty. Some are from Tweed. Some of these artifacts that they show in these photos. The old lady with the axe in the hand, she got one eye. Also, I took the remains back to the same place with Nan. This fella here, his grandfather, he's a Wallaba warrior. Grandfather Dooley, Papa, of the stories of the dots on the left hand, female side, grandmother side. There are 10 female family members been lost just by the markings. The other lines are vertical. The other one's in the middle of the chest. The other one's initiation marks. The armband is a leather strap, or could be a metal collar band, but around his neck is where they're trying to hide the evidence. Some still got the chain on. See it up here. But our old people, the markings, it's our cemetery on our body. It's our law. We know where our people are buried and where they are buried. Today, we can't find our people. Even in a modern day cemetery, being shifted around. So that's why our people, the old law, proper law, to know where your family is buried. That knowledge is so sacred. To know where your loved ones are buried. Took 19 days to get this man. 19 days. They tried and tried and tried. And you know what brought him back? He was fretting for his family. He was fretting for his grandmother. The markings are law. The ones across the chest. Mother-in-law, grandmother-in-law, father-in-law, grandfather-in-law. Our body was something that we looked after and utilized. So our babies will never ever lose their identity. They will always know where their grandfather was buried. Get the muli mob, wild men also. These mobs, we are the neighboring tribes next door to the muli mob, our family. He was a healer, spiritual man, high degree. The stories of the Martins again. Grandfather Martin. Across his chest is a very, very significant sign of the healer, the spiritual healer. Grandfather was he was a magic man. That's the father they caught. You know, Grandfather King Billy, Grandfather Durumble, Grandfather Benny Raju, Borganyana. They were magic people. They were trying to tie these people to a horse. And when they looked back, there was no one on the horse. Yeah. They tied them to the horse, strapped them to the horse, and still looked back, they were still gone. They even put them in Nembody jail. All of them. In the Muli jail, even the Benalbo jail. And the Tabalum jail. They put them all in there. They went in there and they were all gone within 20 minutes. They had animals running out and birds flying out. This is the magic that our people had. But that old woman with that one eye, our great grandmummy, she was the key. She made everyone in silence. Otherwise, our old man would have used the magic and erased every non-indigenous people that came on that boat. But now, we held our power, our magic, our law was thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, and tell lie. We held that proper law for our grandmothers and grandfathers. And still holding that law today is to share the knowledge of them three laws, of the three brother law and the three sisters law. They are very sacred laws. So it was the old woman and the old men that kept us sane, kept us proper and strong. You know, Bobby, great-grandmother Nana, also Yeagle, our family again, right down to the McClay River, Dungari, Buripai. The story of of that little baby. That baby was my grandfather's brother. Great grandfather Bully. Lily Bagay. Mijirgay. When they used to travel, they used to share that song and dance story of the three brothers and the three sisters. They held the creation story and held the land law. And Papa Gumbayer men, fully initiated men, all the markings. They are the markings of law. You get the dots. There's the son, the father. The small dots are the sons. The thickest one are the sisters. His older sisters. The second one next to it is his younger sister. The upper left shoulder is his grandmother. The armbands, they are not slavery bands, yeah. They represent his country, like a woven cord. It's to represent his country, who he is. The color white, red and brown, and red and maroon and brown. It's the reason why I know them colors. I took them back and buried them. And Papa, right down Maclay River, when he used to travel up all the time, come up to the Urara, come right up to Boogaroo, Bogny, and the mighty grounds, come as far as Yumba, but today. On his father's side, there are 10 to 15 dots. That's only mob that he lost in his family. All men. There are stories of both his side, his mother's side, and his father's. That's one big story of the battle and why. When the massacre happened also, you got that white armband. The other one is leather. And some of them are from the pellets, from the old musket gun. That story of him is they were very, very staunch men. They said he was very, very powerful. That's a leather strap on the left arm. He had no choice to do what they say. Papa again, looking rivermen. High degree in spiritual law. By the markings on his body. They are different from the sorry business. He's a healer, a medicine man. He got those markings across his stomach because he held that high degree in spiritual law, proper way. So nothing can touch him or harm him. No bad spirits, like a guardian holding that proper law. Stop all entities attaching to him. He gets rid of the spirits too, all of them. So he was like a shamanic healer, right? To protect himself and can stop spirits attaching to him also. But also remove the spirit and entities from others when he needs a healer. Our law that he held was from Yavin, from the three brother story. Young mom and Blue. We the law in Bangladesh. And through our people back home in my country, the Wallaby people, back home in Devon, he was a healer, sacred, traveled with all the medicines to heal our people. But he Richmond River fella, killed by the Shape before him, different features in face. Different mob. Not different mob, but same mob, but different features. I got a flatter nose, you know? Yeah. You know, right? So, different. I'm from my country, up in the mountains. He's from down low, east of the range. I'm west of the range. He's clean skin fella. He never went through law yet. At that time, the invasion come. Got interrupted. Couldn't do law. That's my pop. And I got my grandmother's features. And Pop, he was a very, very good storyteller, a very good hunter and gatherer. He wanted to hand his markings. He wanted to hand his gifts. He got interrupted. 1894, I think. 1848. 1845. But there was no time in our language. It was back then. Back then, it happened. Live and direct at that moment when we got invaded. Papa, sugarcane fella. You know what? Brought down from Queensland. Brought all the way down, right down to Yamba, place called Angary, place called Woolawea Lake. But he got that scarf on to hide the markings of the king. This man here, he's not young also. With these armbands, that's leather, looks like copper, leather, that's slavery. He was owned by the boss man. It represents that you are a slave, the leather armband. He's lost his mother, his loved ones. They are the chest markings on his body. And his father is still alive. The big dots on his left side and chest is his mother's side. That's when she passed on. It means that she already been buried. The left one side of the left-hand side of the breast has a dot, a line, with two big dots. They are his babies. The large scars on his left shoulder is his grandmother. On his right breast, the big dot is his brother. The line near it and below it are his children that his brother lost. But knowing this knowledge and knowing the body, our body, is like a headstone. It can tell us what year it happened. It tells us how long he was buried for and which part of country. The great-grandmother's country or the great-grandfather's country. So they'll go back to that burial site where they are all buried and put their marking on so they remember where to come back next time. This man, Papa, his hand on his chest. Numboragan, land of the sleeping dragonfly. That's what Nimbora means. Down there near the Nimbora River, the markings, the big welts on his right hand shoulder showed that his grandfather was a magic man, high degree, a clever fella. His hand on his chest, with his hand on his heart, and saying that we done nothing wrong. He's speaking in language, but in sign language. He's speaking, he says, we done nothing wrong. He's still talking that while them mob was still taking photos. That signal He's speaking in language all the time. And all the mob from the other tribes all felt it. He's explaining what the white man was trying to do to our people at that time. So it made our people be strong, be proud, get over and done with it. So we can get back to our back home country. That's all they wanted, to get back out and back on country to their babies and to their grandmothers and their aunties and uncles. This uncle is using his right arm, his right hand over his heart. He's saying on his grandfather's and on his grandmother's grave, that's where his hand is on the marking, right on top of it. It's his grandmother and grandfather's family. It's not on the side, right in the middle. He's asking them why as well. He is saying, I'm only here to protect my family. We have done nothing wrong. He is Tweed River Mob. He is a spiritual lawman that used to come all the way down to the Wallapa people and visit our mob, our grandfathers. Go right down the Birrapipe, right down the Maitland, and bring that law back home. It's initiation ground, right up there to Landsborough, Glasshouse Mountains, for our people to get initiated. And he was one of the lawmen that used to take them right through and bring them all the way back safely. This is the same man with his hands down. Lots of healing lines. They are the dots in between those lines because he lost his family. But those dots got healed. At the same time, healing his country. He was healing the family. So that's why they're straight lines. They cover over the dots and marked. He marked them proper. The family have been blessed and been healed by Najam. Nungaro guy is the healer. Awiyam. And the map of country is a story of where they've been traveling through, the trading routes also. This is where they used to travel. Before Europeans came, this land is also a map of the sleeping giants that's embedded into our country. These people walked these songlines, shared the knowledge, got initiated, and brought everyone together. The Baligan, Biren's resting place. Biren is the baby brother of the three brothers. Then when Europeans came and they found out about the coast, the first light people, they found us. So all I can say is we have survived and we're still here today. So I thank you very much for coming and listening and the understanding of our remembrance, please. And understand who we are. But together, what we can achieve is Garama, is the respect for each other. Balogaman, Jabra Kuma. We unite, we come together as one blood. Thank you.